Hello and welcome to the most hated show, Black Corner of the Internet. I'm your host, the Whiteologist, Mr. Blows Your Minds, and this is Black MINDZ News. Black MINDZ News is to report, articulate, translate, communicate, insinuate, develop, investigate, unveil, decode, spread the news, whether it's by news, video, websites, or quotes from publications. As I articulate this information, I ask that the creator of the universe be here, heart, soul, mind, and spirit. Because why? The truth don't need no partner. As a descendant of the greatest people who created this place that we call the United States, we, the foundational Black Americans, the bloodline, the historical lineage, the historical people known as BADOS, Black American Descendant of Slaves. Some say Black African Descendant of Slaves. Others say ADOS, which is American Descendant of Slaves. We, the today's children, offspring, and present generation, we give honor to our ancestors. You know what my motto of this show is? I'm not going to tell you what I heard. I'm only going to tell you what I know. Well, once again, Walmart is the target. They say that a white nationalist or white supremacist said some things that was on social media, alarmed the authorities, and they came and grabbed them up. The question becomes, what is it about Walmart that we as black folks not paying attention to? Is there something in Walmart that they might be trying to guard the fort, divert the attention, to make sure that people are not coming in there? Because it's only seemed like, from the general understanding that most people have, they're just going in there, picking up items, necessities, things that get you on the door, the things you need, right? But is there something else that might be in Walmart that you may be not knowledgeable about? Well, stay tuned, because they said that Walmart said they're going to rearrange some things, but they're not going to stop one thing. Well, check this story out as Black MINDZ News report this date, August 12th, 2019, and stay tuned for this broadcast. Hey, how's y'all doing? Once again, this is your host, Mr. Blows Your Minds. Today's date is, again, August 12th, 2019. And first and foremost, I want to say what's good to the fam, subscribers old and new. Welcome to another Black MINDZ report. I want to thank you for your participation and all that you kindly do, taking out some time of your day to come over here to see what Black MINDZ News is talking about. We want to thank you from Black News Reports. Passerbys, if your GPS on your search engine to somehow either allow you to find Black MINDZ News, which is Mr. Blows Your Minds, or somehow you've seen the thumbnail and it just enticed you to click on there, welcome to the most hated show in the Black Corner of the Internet. This show, reason why it's the most hated show in the Black Corner of the Internet, is because we used to could get 275, 250,000 not subscribers, but views, 50,000, 30,000, 20,000, and so forth. Now, on this day of 2019, after being in business for 7 years, we can't get 100 views. You tell me what you think of other shows and other channels you done seen. What channel that you can go through the internet and stayed around for 7 years and has got 3,000 and keep it, not matter of fact, can't get 3,000 subscribers. Every time we get past that 340 mark, got over the 2950 mark, they somehow start taking away the subscribership. So you tell me, am I the most hated show in the black corner of the internet? Welcome to it. Go through the aisle, see if you see some things that you might like. You might see something that might just make you feel some kind of way. But remember that the motto of the show is the truth don't need no partner. Now let's get into this show's topic. So they said that they found an individual who was on social media and said that, things taking place. I'm going to go ahead and just give you the article on this. There's really nothing that... let's see. Should I just go ahead and give you the visual? Maybe I should do that. Let me do that because that was in the way too. All right. So let me go ahead and do this here for you. Let me go ahead and I'm going to give you the article on this, right? And this is what it says here. It says that a Florida white supremacist has been arrested for threatening a shooting at Walmart just days after 22 people were killed at a Walmart in El Paso, Texas, in one of the worst mass shootings in the country's modern history. Richard Clayton, 26, was arrested by Florida Department of Law Enforcement authorities on Friday in Winter Park after making an online threat last week, according to police. On August 6, Clayton allegedly posted on Facebook, 3 more days of probation left. Then I get my AR-15 back. Don't go to Walmart next week, is what he said. It's quoted as what he said. The threat echoed the shooting allegedly carried out by Patrick Crusius in El Paso on August 3rd. The suspect entered the Walmart and opened fire with an AR-15 assault rifle. Nearly 50 people were hit by the gunfire before the suspect exited the store and was later arrested short distance away. Police say Crusius, a native of Allen, Texas, some 10 hours away, admitted to the crime and said he was trying to kill as many Mexicans as he could. He also posted a manifesto online espousing white supremacist and anti-immigrant sentiments. Florida authorities said Clayton holds some of the same beliefs. Clayton appeared to believe in the white supremacist ideology and has a history of posting threats on Facebook using fictitious accounts. Florida's Department of Law Enforcement officials said he was not on probation despite his threat, Florida officials told the Associated Press. Clayton was charged with intimidation through a written threat and is being held at Orange County Jail on $15,000 bond. The arrest was among a number of recent cases of police department nationwide targeting white supremacist threats. Connor Climo, a 23-year-old from Las Vegas, was arrested on Thursday for allegedly possessing bomb-making materials and espousing neo-Nazi and white supremacist ideology with an undercover FBI agent online. He was allegedly planning on firebombing a synagogue in Las Vegas and hoped to stage a mass shooting at a gay nightclub as well. A significant portion, about 1/3 of all domestic terrorism cases involved in white supremacist ideology, according to the FBI Director Christopher Wray, testified about the issues in a lengthy hearing before the Senate Judiciary Committee on July 23rd, but said the Bureau focus is on the violence. We don't investigate ideology, no matter how repugnant, Wray said. All right, so we see that, again, according to the article here, talks about a Florida white supremacist, who I guess somehow is identified as a white supremacist, based on what had previous been happening with you having the mass shootings. Again, as we done stated on this show before, there's been over 250 mass shootings in this year, and it was only in the month of August. 4 more months, if you take half of that 8, you probably get about 125, right? So we're talking about basically a mass shooting a day in this year. I'm going to say that again. If I just do basic math for the 250 in 8 months, half of 8 is 4, right? So for the next 4 months, you could probably average about 125 according to the way it's been going. It's already 100, it's 250, so put an add 125 on that. You get about, 375. It's only 365 days in a year. You understand what I'm saying? And so that means that somehow we can equate that there's been one mass shooting per day since 2019, right? And so we see that, again, this individual named Richard Clayton, who's 26 years old, said that he made a statement back on August 6th, stated that he was on probation. He had 3 more days. He was on the countdown. Mr. Blows Your Mind's on the countdown to getting back to being on live, right? And in his case, he's talking about getting his AR-15 back. And then he makes the insinuated threat, don't go to Walmart next week. Now, you have to ask yourself, why they keep targeting Walmart? What's in Walmart that is making these particular individuals seem to want to stake out and target the people who are consumers in this instance? Let's say this place of business, right? This is a place of business. But what is it special about Walmart? Now, again, as the article had talked about, it talked about how the individual named Patrick Cruces, who was the one that was in El Paso back in August 3rd, it's only about 9 days ago, who went into Walmart and opened fire, and 50 people were hit by his gunfire, right? And they said that his ideology, basically, when he came in there, was that he was trying to kill as many Mexicans as he could, right? And so the target seems to be towards Mexicans. But what happened in Dayton, Ohio, no one seemed to be really talking about it. And again, we as Black Minds New did not cover that story because there was so many people covering it. And I ended up doing other things instead, but I may have to go back and revisit that because, again, there's a lot of things people did not touch. And so the focus was primarily, it seems like they're targeting a specific group according to what these individuals are saying. And in Dayton, it seemed to have been more towards BADOS, ADOS, or just black people in general. That seemed to have been more of the casualties of that event. And so there was a manifesto online that the outline of the ideology that a lot of them take wholeheartedly as the perspective of how they see and view and how they move. And so with all that being said, as you heard that there's been a hearing before the Judicial Committee, and the FBI say, well, again, they only target the violence, but they don't, the ideology of individuals, regardless of how repugnant it might be, I guess your freedom to have express of how you think and view is your own. It's the act upon which one, manifests what he believes becomes a reality. You get what I'm saying? And so I guess that falls in line with your freedom, right? Because again, otherwise, a lot of things will become more restricted. So do you tamper with that and allow people to keep their ideology, or are you worrying about them? Because again, if that be the fact, if we was to say the ideology in itself, right, then the foundation of the nation of when it originated and began, then, you're really going to be tampering with the real foundation and crux of most ideology, even though it may not be something that is said directly and up in your face, but it may be what one whole core belief inside one. And so once you tamper with that, now you're just messing with the structure of what they say this is white supremacist, white nationalism, and, you know, the whole ideology of that. And so they'll say they're only going to deal with the Bible once one shows its rear head and then examples or actions have been taken. And we have to say, okay, you know, is that going to deter? Because again, remember not too long ago, and again, I probably didn't even report that they had said that Stormfront, which is a white nationalist, it was an online where a lot of them gravitated to. And somehow government had been monitoring, getting information, getting names. And then not too long ago, maybe over a week, 2 weeks, less than a week and a half ago, the story broke, said that they had lost all the information that they had garnered from investigating the people that were on there. Right? Think of that. You've been surveillancing and targeting some people. We don't know how much information you had, how many names you had. We don't know who it was. Somehow that information just vanished, right? Out of thin air. I just, all of a sudden just gone. What happened to it? Somebody hit the delete button. It could have been that because, again, you still can retrieve that, right? So, again, that's what they told us, right? So again, the question becomes, what is in Walmart, right, is the question. So let me go ahead and show you this. Let me show you this. And be right back. Let me show you this. Check this out.
Down their violent video game displays in response to the recent mass shootings, but they will continue to sell guns. Our Alexa Bertola is in studio. And Alexa, will this change what video games will be sold at Walmart?
No, it doesn't change what's for sale. In fact, store officials say that the move is meant to show respect for the recent incidents. After recent deadly shootings at its stores, Walmart is temporarily removing any displays that advertise violent video games.
Just kind of dumbfounded, not really seeing their point.
I think it's a great thing that they're doing that. The kids today have gotten way out of control with the violence, and I think a lot of it has to do with the video games.
We stopped by the Fresno Walmart on East Kings Canyon Road to chat with customers about the move.
As far as the shootings are concerned, they're all over the place, not just Walmart, everywhere.
Last Saturday, 22 people were killed at an El Paso, Texas Walmart. Days prior, 2 others were fatally shot at a Mississippi store. And earlier this week, a scare by a man carrying a rifle and wearing body armor at a Missouri Walmart. As a result of all of this, Walmart workers have walked out over gun sales.
It truly breaks my heart that people are walking into stores of ours and they're afraid.
Walmart stores have vowed to stop showing violent movies and hunting videos on TV screens. We reached out to Walmart and received this statement. We've taken this action out of respect for the incidents of the past week, and it does not reflect a long-term change in our video game assortment. Meantime, the store's policies on firearms sales remain unchanged.
They're still selling guns and ammo. What's the difference?
I don't think the guns are the problem. I think it's the people that own the guns. That's the problem.
And Walmart does not sell assault-style rifles or handguns outside of Alaska. Those who buy weapons must be 21 or older. For now, live in studio, I'm Alexa Bertola for KC24, local news that matters.
Alexa, thank you.
All right. So you see that report there, right? Talking about how the video games is what Walmart is going to now take down the displays. In the TV aisle, they're not going to be showing anything of violence, anything to show anything of horror, gunplay, and so forth. Now, again, it's kind of ironic that the fact that they're trying to associate that video game and violence, right? And there's a lot of people who would try to defend that and say that video games have nothing to do or associated with the violence that one is seeing. Now, those who, again, grew up and you played video games, starting from Atari, right, going all the way through today, what it is, Xbox and so forth, and PlayStation, all that good stuff. If you've been around from the beginning, let's say if you've been playing as an, going back to its originals, let's say that's 78, 79, right, and see the evolution of how games are, the games got more realistic and got more in the fact to like, it's come a simulator. Let's put it that way. Like when people who become aviators and pilots, they don't practice with a real plane. They get a simulator, right? And just like if you take in, driver's ed, they have a driver simulator that you can before you actually get into the real thing to get you somewhere to custom to what you're about to, partake in. And so video games, going back to when you say Combine, they had Dooms, right? They was talking about how Dooms was like the game that those who were partaking in those type of events use this as to get one in the mindset, understanding, focus, learn how to work in tandem, right? Because I'm going to take you from Doom to now you got GTA, you name it, it's on there. For a lot of people who may not be knowledgeable of what your kids, grandkids, maybe yourself might be playing, these games are teaching, like we say, Black Ops. You learn what type of weapons, body armor, you understand? You learn tactical, how to, play with other people to be tactical, all this stuff. So it may seem like fun and game, but it's also training in another sense when you think about it. It's really training. It's simulating something that could be, now that you have it in the mind, it's about now putting into, fruition it into reality. And so I'm not saying that the video games in itself is, but yet they just came out maybe last year. They said that there's now going to be classifications about those who play game as some kind of medical psychosis or to be diagnosed as something wrong with you. Okay. Now there are games where you play that are sports orientated. You have other games that are curtailed towards either fighting, war, so forth. It depends on you, the cut you make. And so you have, when these particular games come out, let's say GTA, when them games first came out, people cars being stolen went on the rise, but nobody talked about that. That was just, spiking rise and people snatching people cars, getting in there, because again, you're getting trained in that, right? It has, the whole theme of it is streetwise, teaching somebody who may not even come from where we come from, but you get to get a simulator to be able to steal cars, rob people, drug deal. You understand? It's giving you the game, playing a game. You get what I'm saying? And so it has to be some kind of correlation between this and that. But they're not going to say that specifically. So what they're saying is they're not, again, it's too much money. If you understand the market and how much economics is being made off these games, there's no way they're going to stop it. So you see what not Target, but Walmart did. They said, well, we're going to take down the imagery in respect. Now, again, they said this is temporary. They ain't even going to be permanent. This is temporary. We're going to do this as into, to give some comments for the individuals who lost their lives. But then after this cool down, we're going right back to business, right? And so you see people who they spoken to, a lot of them, again, weren't primarily Caucasian people, right? There was one individual that was speaking there. He was kind of covered. He said, but shooters everywhere ain't got nothing just to do with the game, right? But those people outside of that, they know these games. If you know it, again, especially if you're the one purchasing the games for your child, grandchildren, you just say they want it, you get it, you don't question. And so again, you don't know you're training the killer in the back room back there, unbeknownst to you. Now the other ones, again, they have a lot of themes to the way they set these games up, for those who may not know. They have you in settings, war types, give you instructions. It got a history theme to it. And you know what it is? White, 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 white. You understand? And so for them, it may have, from their perspective, a whole different outlook when they're playing the game than when you, who be color, are playing it same with the same agenda to win, but they got a whole nother, being inculcated in something entirely different. This is a stealth way to infuse, even though you don't even know that's being done, right? Now that's just the video game part to it. Now again, you got to ask yourself: is that what they in there trying to, do again? Targeting is that the place where you all Mexicans go? Is Walmart? I don't think so. I think, okay, you might use that and say that's who you targeting, but if you coming in today and there's not a lot of Mexicans in there, then it's gonna be can't do no killing today. There ain't no Mexicans in there, right? Call it off today. Is that what it is? That the way it go, or are you gonna be still, game on, right? So you have to ask yourself, what is really the real purpose of them stationing themselves in Walmart? Well, if you paid a little attention to what had been said, you said, after they said that, okay, they were going to do with the video games, and then the one will say, well, what difference does it matter if you take down that and still sell it? He said, and even if you stop the game, you still sell what? Guns. I'm going to say that again. So what? You take away the video, the visuals and images of violence and not play them on the TV and all that stuff. And even if you stop selling games, but you still sell guns. So is this place, Walmart, a place where you could, protect yourself using the Second Amendment? Is there something about Walmart that everybody else don't know? And they said, again, that how people are feeling and trying to make people with fear and not how to protect yourself. Is this the place that where some people will try to go for places for protection to try to get them some stuff? Because if you think about all the other places that you go, who are the ones really controlling that and who own them things? You understand? So now if they keep targeting that, what's going to eventually happen is what's going to happen. Walmart going to stop selling them. They're going to find a way to get that up out of there. Message. All right? You understand that, what I just said? So you have to ask yourself, why these people keep targeting Walmarts? Is the question. So I just wanted to bring this article and bring this news to you. That again, they targeting, but you got the question you got to ask yourself. What is it that's in this Walmart that they said we trying to divert from any attention going towards Walmart? Was it anything that was just laid out in this article? Because let me go ahead and give you the article as well, because I didn't give you on that. Let me go ahead and tell you this article right quick. Now listen to it carefully. It says Walmart is taking down displays of violent video games in its stores in the wake of recent shootings. But the company planned to still sell controversial video games and guns. The change in policy does not apply to the sale or display of actual firearms. As the nation's largest retailer, Walmart is also one of the largest sellers of guns and ammunition in the world. I'm going to say that again. The change in policy does not apply to the sale or display of actual firearms. As the nation's largest retailer, Walmart is also one of the largest sellers of guns and ammunition in the world. Walmart has previously promoted violent video games in its stores with displays that demonstrates the games. Some shoppers could conceivably mistake the soundtrack of those games for actual gunshots. Walmart and its customers are particularly sensitive to gunshot sounds following two recent fatal shootings at Walmart in Texas and Mississippi. We've taken this action out of respect for the incidents of the past week, and this action does not reflect a long-term change in our video game assortment, said Walmart spokeswoman or spokesperson Tara House. The company will also stop playing violent movies and shows on television in its electronics section. It will similarly stop playing hunting videos in sport goods section. A member to store personnel directing the change in policy was the first publicly disclosed on social media Thursday. The memo follows a statement from Walmart CEO Doug McMillon earlier this week in which he vowed a thoughtful and deliberate response to the shooting. We will work to understand the many important issues that arises from El Paso and South Haven, as well as those that have been raised in the broader national discussion around gun violence, McMillan said in the memo to employees. Although some public officials, including President Donald Trump, have pointed to violent video games as cause of the rise in gun violence, numerous studies have found no link between the game and actual violent behavior. Many people have called on Walmart to stop selling guns altogether. Some Walmart employees have voiced their concerns about the store gun sales. Walmart does not sell assault-style rifles, nor does it sell handguns outside of Alaska. It also does not sell any weapons to customers younger than 21. Walmart stopped selling assault rifles after Sandy Hook, a shooting in 2015, and it changed its age policy following the shooting at a high school in Parkland, Florida last year. So, once again, it is the world's nation's largest retailer seller of guns and ammunition. Now, a lot of you might know that. Some of you may not know that. That you was at one time, those guns, them AR-15s, they're buying them right up out of Walmart. They was legal. You understand? So we don't know what's been pushed through and what people have just on Walmart alone. You understand? And so you have to ask yourself, why do people go in there targeting the Walmart? Maybe it's to deter people from doing what? This is Black Minds News. And I want to thank you for those who came over here and listened to that. And before you get up out of here, for your participation, for listening for today's show, we ask you as a participant to, how you help this show out. Again, this is the most hated show on the black corner of the internet. Let's show you this here, and we'll be right back. Check this out. Once again, I want to thank everybody who came and participated in today's show. This is Black Minds News Report. Again, understand that we do not promote violence, but we do promote self-defense. In light of what's going on in the Target and with the high rise of things that's going on out here, we must also look at the scenario for what is being displayed. We know that we only in this together. You got to recognize that who's on your team. You can have allies, but how many of them are John Brown? Waiting to sit in the frying pan when shit get hot. We as Black Minds News is a show to just to relate the news that is out here. We don't insinuate, promote, or we don't incite, not in violence. And so, we want to thank you on Black MINDZ News to stay black, love, vigilant, aware. See another brother or sister. Give that universal nod. What's good, brother? What's good, sister? Understand that we are in this together. Know that those who have bad intent for us, cloak in many flavors that you can't see and cannot see. So we, as black, must stay with heart, mind, soul, and spirit, and understand that we've always been in this position. And some people don't like the fact that other people are doing what they're doing. So again, it's Black MINDZ News. We say peace, love, and to the next show.